The best love quotes by famous authors, love quotes and saying to warm your heart. I'm selfish, impatient and a little insecure. I make mistakes, I am out of control and at times hard to handle. But if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. You've gotta dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. You know you're in love when you can't fall asleep because reality is finally better than your dreams. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. As he read, I fell in love the way you fall asleep, slowly, and then all at once. It is not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness, it's indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy, it's indifference. And the opposite of life is not death, it's indifference. I love you without knowing how, or when, or from where. I love you simply, without problems or pride. I love you in this way because I do not know any other way of loving but this, in which there is no I or you, so intimate that your hand upon my chest is my hand, so intimate that when I fall asleep your eyes close. Have you ever been in love? Horrible, isn't it? It makes you so vulnerable. It opens your chest and it opens up your heart and it means that someone can get inside you and mess you up. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Love is that condition in which the happiness of another person is essential to your own. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. If you can make a woman laugh, you can make her do anything. There is never a time or place for true love. It happens accidentally, in a heartbeat, in a single flashing, throbbing moment. There is nothing I would not do for those who are really my friends. I have no notion of loving people by halves, it is not my nature. Love never dies a natural death. It dies because we don't know how to replenish its source. It dies of blindness and errors and betrayals. It dies of illness and wounds, it dies of weariness, of witherings, of tarnishings. You don't love someone because they're perfect, you love them in spite of the fact that they're not. We're all a little weird. And life is a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall into mutually satisfying weirdness, and call it love, true love. If I had a flower for every time I thought of you, I could walk through my garden forever. The real lover is the man who can thrill you by kissing your forehead or smiling into your eyes or just staring into space. A lady's imagination is very rapid, it jumps from admiration to love, from love to matrimony in a moment. Just when you think it can't get any worse, it can. And just when you think it can't get any better, it can. When we love, we always strive to become better than we are. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved, in secret, between the shadow and the soul. The one you love and the one who loves you are never, ever the same person. So, I love you because the entire universe conspired to help me find you. One is loved because one is loved. No reason is needed for loving. In vain have I struggled. It will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you. Love is needing someone. Love is putting up with someone's bad qualities because they somehow complete you. Perhaps all the dragons in our lives are princesses who are only waiting to see us act, just once, with beauty and courage. Perhaps everything that frightens us is, in its deepest essence, something helpless that wants our love. When someone loves you, the way they talk about you is different. You feel safe and comfortable. The only thing worse than a boy who hates you, a boy that loves you. He's more myself than I am. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. You are my best friend as well as my lover, and I do not know which side of you I enjoy the most. I treasure each side, just as I have treasured our life together. Above all, don't lie to yourself. The man who lies to himself and listens to his own lie comes to a point that he cannot distinguish the truth within him, or around him, and so loses all respect for himself and for others. And having no respect, he ceases to love. I think you still love me, but we can't escape the fact that I'm not enough for you. I knew this was going to happen. So I'm not blaming you for falling in love with another woman. I'm not angry, either. I should be, but I'm not. I just feel pain. A lot of pain. I thought I could imagine how much this would hurt, but I was wrong. Some women choose to follow men, and some women choose to follow their dreams. If you're wondering which way to go, remember that your career will never wake up and tell you that it doesn't love you anymore. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. The best love is the kind that awakens the soul and makes us reach for more, that plants a fire in our hearts and brings peace to our minds. And that's what you've given me. That's what I'd hope to give you forever. Once upon a time there was a boy who loved a girl, and her laughter was a question he wanted to spend his whole life answering. Eleanor was right. She never looked nice. She looked like art, and art wasn't supposed to look nice, it was supposed to make you feel something. I heard what you said. I'm not the silly romantic you think. I don't want the heavens or the shooting stars. I don't want gemstones or gold. I have those things already. I want a steady hand. A kind soul. I want to fall asleep, and wake, knowing my heart is safe. I want to love, and be loved. Nobody has ever measured, not even poets, how much the heart can hold. This is a good sign, having a broken heart. It means we have tried for something. The more I know of the world, the more I am convinced that I shall never see a man whom I can really love. I require so much. A guy and a girl can be just friends, but at one point or another, they will fall for each other, maybe temporarily, maybe at the wrong time, maybe too late, or maybe forever. I have decided to stick to love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. What's meant to be will always find a way. They say a person needs just 3 things to be truly happy in this world: someone to love, something to do, and something to hope for. The world is indeed full of peril, and in it there are many dark places, but still there is much that is fair, and though in all lands love is now mingled with grief, it grows perhaps the greater. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. If all else perished, and he remained, I should still continue to be, and if all else remained, and he were annihilated, the universe would turn to a mighty stranger. Love is always patient and kind. It is never jealous. Love is never boastful or conceited. It is never rude or selfish. It does not take offense and is not resentful. Love takes no pleasure in other people's sins, but delights in the truth. It is always ready to excuse, to trust, to hope, and to endure whatever comes. No relationship is perfect, ever. There are always some ways you have to bend, to compromise, to give something up in order to gain something greater. The love we have for each other is bigger than these small differences. And that's the key. It's like a big pie chart, and the love in a relationship has to be the biggest piece. Love can make up for a lot. Two people in love, alone, isolated from the world, that's beautiful. For the two of us, home isn't a place. It is a person. And we are finally home. There is always some madness in love. But there is also always some reason in madness. Thanks for watching. Don't forget subscribe to my channel for more videos update.